I just learned I'm powerful. Yes, indeed, I'm powerful. A nigga got peace, oh yeah. I'm feeling 10 feet, oh yeah. I had to just recharge, yeah. And now we gon' reap, oh yeah. Been living on seesaws, yeah. But life is gon' seem hard, yeah. You gotta just keep on, yeah. Then you can break free, oh yeah, oh yeah. You ever wonder what freedom felt like? What a moment minus thinking felt like, what it felt like a smooth pool table, which you choose to enable your voice to build life. Man, I think I know how peace feels. It feels like be still, and it damn near feels like 3 wheels on my trike bike back when I was like 5, living life for the cheap thrills. I can bring back the higher me, the child me, before I ever heard of anxiety. I can inspire me. I can embolden my breath with the life that's inside of me. I am alive again. Death cannot beat me. That's a disciple, devotion, deletion of all that is false to uncover the truth. Discipline of a man with the soul of the youth. I just learned I'm powerful. Yes, indeed, I'm powerful. A nigga got peace, oh yeah. I'm feeling 10 feet, oh yeah. I had to just recharge, yeah. And now we gon' reap, oh yeah. Been living on seesaws, yeah. But life is gon' seem hard, yeah. You gotta just keep on, yeah. Then you can break free, oh yeah, oh yeah. Found a home in the present, I can be alone and be pleasant. I can be in droves with 1 million other folks, and in every single soul, know the 7. It's 5:55, angels calling on me. Guess it's time to align with the God up in me. I got dropped like I'm part of autobot, spitting particle beams, made of dreams. Look at all I achieve. Diamonds make rainbows, and so do my chakras. My whole soul on bust down. I bust out the locker like MIB aliens. Peace be my alias. Retreat from defeat and rethink your salience. You are important. Ayy, you can jump up like you Jordan. Ayy, this life is magical. You are a magnet attracting your life, so be joyous. Yeah. I just learned I'm powerful. Yes, indeed, I'm powerful. A nigga got peace, oh yeah. I'm feeling 10 feet, oh yeah. I had to just recharge, yeah. And now we gon' reap, oh yeah. Been living on seesaws, yeah. But life is gon' seem hard, yeah. You gotta just keep on, yeah. Then you can break free, oh yeah, oh yeah.
What's going on, family? What is going on, family? What's going on? Talk to me like you want somebody to talk to your mama. Don't be smart with me, have a heart to heart with me, just like they would with your daughter. Hey, they say every little thing I say is gonna be one with it every day. She's somebody's baby, she's somebody's sister, she's somebody's mama. What's going on, family? What is going on? Talk to me. What is going on, family? This is Jake Taylor Jacobs on Assets Before Splurging podcast on the show. And today we got some good stuff to talk about. We're going to be talking about COVID-19. We're going to be talking about the 401ks. We're going to be talking about how the senators got caught cheating the stock market. Oh, it's gonna be good. Oh, it's gonna be good, God. Oh, it's gonna be good. Oh, it's gonna be good, God. Oh, it's gonna be good. Oh, it's gonna be good. So like, share, comment, because I know that this information that we're gonna be talking about is gonna be absolutely crazy. Y'all, this is so crazy. I even got my article pieces right here. I'm trying to give my family the game. I'm trying to give you the game. And of course, I am going to be talking about at the end of the show how you can make millions of dollars being the middleman. How you can make millions of dollars. How we built a firm, a very successful financial firm. How we built a very successful company with me starting off just by selling products that I did not create. We began to sell products from other people that we've made a bunch of money off of, and I want to teach you how to do the same thing. So welcome to the Jake Taylor Jacobs show. The Assets Before Splurging show, and I forgot to put record on the thing every time. Welcome to the welcome to the Assets Before Splurging show. This is your host, Jake Taylor Jacobs, on the Brother Benix podcast, the baddest podcast on the planet, I promise. And it's about crazy. Veronica said, let me see if I can click. Veronica said, well, I was in the middle of my studies of the masterclass, Finding the Money chapter, but I got this, she said, but I got this live notification, so I paused it. Good job, cousin Veronica. I'm trying to tell you, because we got some stuff to talk about today. Got some stuff to talk about today. Yeah. And we got some stuff to talk about today. Yeah, we got some stuff to talk about today, because I'm trying to help my cousins. Yeah, I'm trying to help y'all, baby. I said we got some stuff to talk about today. Okay, so let me give you the first part of the show. Let me give you an update on what's going on with America right now. And it's absolutely crazy. In case you did not know, the government did pass, a act that will bring trillions of dollars into the marketplace, which is something I think that is going to hurt our kids later on, because taxes are going to have to go up to be able to make up for the fact that the Federal Reserve and the Treasury gave up so much money. But I'm currently looking at the Business Insider's article on how to get a stimulus check from the U.S. government, which could pay up to $1,200 if you qualify. So it says $1 trillion economic relief bill was signed into law on last Friday, meaning many of Americans will soon receive one-time payments up to $1,200. To get a stimulus check from the IRS, you need to have a Social Security number and live in the U.S. So, unfortunately, for the people who have who work inside of the United States and you have the rights to work, but you do not have a Social Security bill, even though you've been paying taxes, you will not be allowed to be able to receive a stimulus check from the government. It's unfortunate, but I did not make up the rules. Those rules were created before without me, so don't be mad at me. I am just reporting on it. The amount that you will be able to receive depends on the adjusted gross income reported on your latest tax return. So gross means even before taxes and even before the money was pulled out for your 401k. The IRS would disburse the funds according to the direct deposit information on your latest tax return. So if you have not filed a 2018 or 2019 tax return, you will not be eligible for this article. Now, for this relief. And so when it comes to the stimulus package, I'm going to talk about a couple of things that you have to do in order to be able to prepare to be able to get this stimulus package. For one, you have to have a Social Security number. To get a stimulus check, you will need to have a Social Security number and live inside the U.S. Non-resident aliens are people without a Social Security number, and adult dependents are not eligible for this stimulus package. You have to have filed a tax return from 2018 to 2019. The size of your stimulus check is based on the adjusted gross income listed in your latest tax return that you filed. For most people, that's either this year's tax return or your 2018s. Americans whose adjusted gross income, listen family, Americans whose adjusted gross income that was less than $75,000 will receive the maximum amount of $1,200. Reduced payments are sent to single filers who earned between $75,000 and $99,000. So, of course, a lot of people are going around saying that everyone in America will be able to receive the stimulus package. This is absolutely not true. If you are an alien, which means that you're an outsider, you're a foreigner who made money and paid taxes in America, but you do not have a legal Social Security number, you will not be able to get this stimulus package. And if you make less than $75,000 a year as a single person, you will be able to get the full $1,200. But if you're single, you make anywhere between $75,000 and $99,000, you will get a reduced amount payment. And we don't know exactly what that reduced amount will be. But we can make an assumption that the more money you make, the less that you'll get. We know that for a fact. So if you are married and you make $150,000 to $198,000 together, you will get reduced. If you make more than $198,000 as a married couple, you will not be eligible for this relief that the government is paying out. There are also $500 payment per child under 17 for the parents in this crisis. So I think it's very important that we understand how we can actually be eligible for our stimulus packages so that we can be able to prepare ourselves to be okay and be fine. The IRS will disperse the funds according to the direct deposit information provided on the last tax return that you filed. If you collect Social Security, listen in, cousins, if you collect Social Security benefits because of retirements or disabilities and use direct deposit, the IRS will use that. So if you get Social Security from the government, you will be able to receive this disbursement of funds. They're just going to use the same direct deposit that you get for your Social Security. It's unclear which date the Treasury will use as a cutoff for processing these payments. But if you haven't filed your 2019 tax return yet, and you want to make sure your stimulus checks get deposited in the right account, you need to file as soon as possible. So if you didn't if you filed in 2018, but that direct deposit check has changed, that direct deposit account number has changed, you need to go and file. You need to go and file. You need to go and file for your taxes right now. You need to go and file for your taxes right now. This will allow for you to be able to participate and make sure that check hits you. And you don't want any mistakes to happen, because you know, if anything the government does, if there's a mistake on your part, it'll literally take you months for that money to come back. So if you need it, I would recommend that you take care of it now as soon as possible. ASA to the P. ASA to the P. Make sure that you take care of that as soon as possible to be able to do that. If your bank account that you previously listed is no longer active, you will likely wind up receiving a paper check, okay? You will wind up receiving a paper check, and it's very important that we understand. About 60% of tax filers provided a direct deposit information on their return, so you'll get a direct deposit. Number 4, check your mail. If you didn't provide bank information on your last tax return, the IRS will mail your check to the most recent home address that is on file. So be careful, because if you put your information and it was not the actual home address that you live in, and it was an old home address or an apartment complex that you used to live in last year, they will send that check to that apartment complex. So you have to make sure that there's updated information there, and checks typically take longer to receive since they're sent via U.S. Postal Service. So we want to make sure that you notify the IRS as soon as possible. It's unclear at this time how the IRS plans to reach the Americans at the lowest income levels who aren't required to file a tax return. The challenge will be reaching individuals who don't file tax returns but do not claim Social Security benefits. So they're trying to figure out what they can do for the people who do not have to file tax returns because they just don't make any income at all, and they depend on government assistance. They're trying to figure out what's going to be the best way to be able to get that information, to get that stuff to you. And I have a few tips that I want you all to pay attention to as we're looking at this government stimulus check. So here's what's up. To the tenants, the government says that you don't have to pay your rent, and there's a ban on evictions. You better do whatever you can to pay that rent, because there will be major repercussions when eviction bans are lifted. Don't think that you will get a free ride out of this. Pay your rent. Your landlord has bills to pay too. So what it's saying right now, so for everyone that's saying, hey, listen, the government say I ain't got to pay my rent, I ain't gotta pay my rent. I'm rent free. I'm rent free. And the government actually put into place that the landlord actually has to give you a 60-day notice ahead of time on when they want to evict you, to try to give you more time to be able to catch gain and catch ground. But what I will tell you, for those of you that are leaning on the not paying your rent because of this crisis, I will tell you that even though the landlords have to abide by the ruling of the government, the landlords will try to take advantage of you and try to evict you out the premises. And just know that you have rights because of this stimulus, because of this package. They have to let you know ahead of time, at least 60 days ahead of time, that they're going to be trying to evict you, to give you time to make up for because of this crisis. But what I will tell you is that if you decide to opt out of not paying your rent because of this crisis, what I will tell you is that when this crisis is over, it's going to be hell to pay. Just be ready for the eviction, or be ready to get kicked out of the premises as soon as it happens, because there will be a back date on your rent. If you do not pay the rent because of this crisis, your rent doesn't go away. 9 times out of 10, your landlord is going to make you have to cough up all the rent that you didn't pay when all this stuff blows over, and you better have it on time or you will be evicted. I think it's very important that we understand that. 2, to the homeowners, if the government tells banks to stop mortgage payments, do whatever you can to pay your mortgage. Some lenders are saying you don't have to pay for 3 months, but on the 4th month, all 4 payments will be due in full. So do not take the chance and not pay, because there's going to be a bunch of foreclosures that will come from all of this. The banks didn't help homeowners in 2008 and 2009, and they won't help us in 2020. And I promise you, if the government is telling the banks to stop forcing you to pay mortgage for 3 months, I promise you, on the 4th month, if you do not have your mortgage caught up, the banks will foreclose your property. Listen to your cousin when I'm telling you this. I am telling you this to be a fact. I want you to make sure that you are not subjugated to the risk of what's going to happen to the marketplace, because the 9 times out of 10, the mortgage companies, especially for the renters, for the mortgage owners, let me tell you this, especially for the mortgage owners that have already paid the majority or all of your interest payments. For the majority of you that have already paid the majority of your interest payments to the mortgage company, it is in their best interest to try to foreclose you and sell it to somebody else and start the perpetuating mortgage machine all over again, because they make money not by you paying off your mortgage. They make money by keeping you in the interest stage, which is the first half of your mortgage. So please, family, please be careful with the ploy of trying to use the system to only benefit you. I promise you, you will be affected more than you can realize. If the utility companies suspend payments, you better continue to pay any amount that you can, because they are like the banks. They will want their money eventually, and it will. And I promise you, when this all clears up, you will owe a huge bill and still won't have any utilities, because let me tell you, these are businesses that do not like the government telling them that their people can continue to use their services but not pay, because they have to still run their business and take care of their family. Okay. Please let me help you understand it. If you get a government stimulus check, this check is to help you pay your bills. That means that you pay your rent, your mortgage, your utilities, your insurance, your car payments, your bills. Can you pay your bills? Can you pay your automobiles? Can you pay your telephone bill? Yeah, maybe we can just chill. I don't think you do. So you and me are through. That's exactly what the mortgage company and the utility company gonna be singing to you, because they know you're getting this stimulus check from the government. So they're going to be like, can you pay my bill? Can you pay the automobile? Can you pay a half of the bill? So maybe you can just chill. I don't think you can. So foreclosure, my man. And so we want to make sure that we're not actually getting foreclosed on. I'm just giving you guys updates before we actually get into the show. And I think I'm going to start doing this before we get into the meat of the show, because I want to give you guys updates on what's going on with the market, what's going on with society. And I like it that way. Okay. And so, but what we do know is that the biggest problem is that many of us who will get the stimulus check won't pay our bills, and then we'll be crying and wailing and saying that they evicted me, they cut off my payment, they repossessed my car, and all the while we will be broke. We will be broke. Okay, please listen to me. We will be broke if we do not take care of this. Okay, we have to make sure that we're taking care of these things so that we are not, family, we are not in a situation to where we're going to be getting canned. Okay, if you guys are getting value from this, let me know that you're getting value inside the chat, inside the comments. That's going to make me feel better when I'm going over this information, to let me know that you're paying attention. I just want to know you paying attention. That's it. I just want to know. I just want to know if this information, if y'all like me giving y'all this information, you know what I'm talking about? I just want to know that, because if you do, I'm going to keep doing it, because I know that it's very important. And you want somebody that's going to give you information that better fits our people. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to help our people. I just want to be successful. What they say? I just want to be successful. All right. So that part is done. Now we're going to be talking about how the senators, your senators, my senators, our senators, actually used insiders' information. We're going to be talking about how the senators actually use insiders' information to short the market when all this stuff happened. And I'm going to show y'all on the channel of the TV. I'm going to show y'all on the channel on the TV. I'm going to show y'all on the channel on the TV. Oh, wait. That's not yet on the show. I can't give y'all that sauce right now because we ain't there yet. I ain't finished giving y'all game. Okay, so I ain't finished giving y'all game. Okay. Let me see. Thank you, Cousin McGee. You thank me for the value and information. Yes, sir. Shan said, yes, sir. Value. Okay. So the next thing, we talking about 4-0 to the K. Let me see. Make sure y'all get that. Let me see if y'all can get this right here. 401k withdrawals. Because of what's going on, there's another part of the coronavirus stimulus package that offers relief for retirees with RMD waivers in penalty-free 401k withdrawals for people under the retirement age. This is crazy. This is crazy what's going on. While many people have focused on checks they may get as a result of the massive legislation passed to mitigate the economic impact on the coronavirus, there will also be a very important but little notice relief for retirees. The required minimum distributions are suspended for 2020. So what that means is if you get to 70 and a half, and they're telling you, or when you get to retirement, they tell you how much money they want you to take out. And if you don't take that money out, you will be penalized. They're suspending that for 2020 because of the relief. You can keep your money in there if you would like, because typically by law, you're required to withdraw your money from IRAs, SIP IRAs, SEP IRAs, and your 401k once you reach the age of 72. It used to be 70 and a half before 2020, but now it's 72. But because of the CARES Act, it waives the RMD payments for 2020, which individuals may have delayed from 2019 until April 1st, okay? So you have until April 1st of the following year after reaching the required RMD age to take your first RMD payment. This deadline applies to the RMD only for the first year. Every year thereafter, you will be required to take your distributions by December 31st, okay? So if your RMDs have not been waived, you will likely have had to withdraw a greater percentage of your IRA or plan balance to pay off your big tax bills, okay? That's something that's going to be very important. So it is good that Congress gave us all a year off to sit this out and see what happens. Now let's talk about penalty free. Withdrawal. So we telling people, you got some people that's like, hey, don't get out the market, ride the wave. And you got me, where I teach people to. I don't invest in the stock market simply because that's just my preference. Okay, I'm telling you this, I'm telling you that. You say you love me, I'll never go back. This is a message that I wanna preach. Here I am, cousins. I practice what I preach. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm just telling you this, I'm telling you that. You say you love me, I'll never go back. So I don't have our money in the market, and I don't teach our team and our cousins and our clients and our students to put their money in the market, especially when 100% of your money, like most of us, 100% of all of our retirement, our indexing money is in the market and is taking a big hit. 100% of all of my customers and all of our clients here at ABS Brokers, here at our firm, here at our institute, not one of them have lost a single cent in this market. Not one of our clients have lost one single cent in the market. Not one. So we're talking about these penalty-free withdrawals from your retirement plan. If you are younger than 59 and a half, you typically would be subject to a 10% early withdrawal penalty on top of the income tax that you owe. So you're talking about 35% that you would typically be taxed if you pulled out of your 401k retirement plan too soon, which is why I tell people this ain't a plan built from us. This is a plan built for the government. And watch how a government can control the entire plan. Because of the CARES Act, it waives the 10% penalty from the IRA and defined contribution plans for participants experiencing financial hardship. And so when it comes to that, that means that the 10% penalty will be charged. However, you still will be charged your taxes. You still will be charged for your taxes, okay? So, depending on how much you make, it changes your income tax bracket for the year. My wife and I, we get charged 35% if we ever try to move our money. So that's why I like to keep our money in tax-free environments. But anyway, that's not what we're talking about right now. So you will have to be able to prove that you're actually going through hardship right now, which means you or your spouse have that coronavirus. You've experienced adverse financial consequences as a result of being quarantined, furloughed, or laid off, or your work hours have been actively reduced. You have to prove that you're unable to work because of possibly a lack of child care. You have to prove that you have to close or reduce your hours of your business as a result to the virus. You've been financially impacted by other factors determined by the Treasury or Secretary. And withdrawals up to $100,000 made on or after January 1st, 2020 would not incur the penalty, according to the Society of Human Resource Management, which also has useful analysis of the work-related provisions of the CARE Act. Okay, so to ease the tax burden, if you pull your money from your 401k or your qualified plans, you won't be penalized the 10%, and you will have up to 3 years to pay the taxes on your withdrawals. So you can either repay all or a portion of the distribution within 3 years, but you have to start paying in 3 years of the money that you pull out. You don't have to pay all of your taxes immediately, which may be able to give you some leverage to be able to move your money in a safer place. And then the interest that's gained on that money in a safer place, you can use that interest to pay your taxes maybe later. That'll allow for you to have that time that you need in order to be able to protect yourself. And if you want to do that, and that's something that you're interested in, you can always reach out to our firm, the ABS Brokers firm, where we specialize in tax-free, tax protection. We specialize in all those type of plans. You can text ABS class to 55888. That's on the screen. ABS class to 555-888. That is on the screen. And then we got one more news report before we get into the information. Has this information still been eligible? I mean, has this information been good? You guys like the information that you're getting? Let me know. if you're finding the information valuable in that last piece, so that you guys know what to do with your 401ks. And these are all things that we have available to us, and these are things that are happening right now at the moment. And I think that if we pay attention to these things, we will be in a good situation if we take advantage of these breaks. They're giving us a little bit of an out. I would take the out because it allows for you to be able to position yourself to be in a great situation, to be in a great deal, so that you can be able to take care of your family in the manner that your family should be taken care of, okay? So I think it's very important that we understand the value of the information that we're getting so that we will be able to position ourselves and our families in a situation to where we can take advantage of the breaks that the government happens to, quote unquote, be giving us at this moment in time, okay? So just wanted to know that. And then the last thing I want to bring up is that there are senators that have been accused for using insider traders. There are senators that have been accused for insider trading, and I'm actually going to be showing you guys this as we read it together. I'm gonna go to the Forbes. And so this is why, I'm not really a fan of the market, because the average ordinary person like you and I, we get abused. The average ordinary person like you and I, we get abused. We get manhandled, okay? The average ordinary person like you and I, we get manhandled when it comes to this information. Okay? Let me know if you guys can see the screen. Family, can you see the screen? Let me know if you can see the screen. Let me know if you can see the screen, family. Okay, I'm going to move forward as if you all can indeed see the screen. I'm going to go ahead and move forward as if you all can and can indeed see the screen. Okay, so when it comes to the senators accused of insiders trading, they're dumping stocks after the coronavirus briefing. So there are senators that are under the microscope, as we know at the moment, because they were privy to information before the public, and they began to dump a lot of their stocks because of what's going on in the market before we even had a chance to defend ourselves, which is a lot of times what a bunch of rainmakers do. A lot of people who make bigger money, they have bigger funds than us, we get crushed because we get the information absolutely last. So this is just an example of what's going on with the senators. The senators found information before us, and they began to dump a lot of their money, a lot of the stocks, while the market was still hot, and they just found out about the coronavirus. They got out to protect themselves and to save themselves. That's exactly what happened. They got out to protect and to save themselves, to eliminate a bunch of the stock, eliminate the bunch of the risk, and it was crazy. It was crazy. And because of this is something that isn't new. This is something that happens all the time. And this is something that, that is unfortunate when it comes to the market, that a bunch of people who talk about stocks and they talk about putting your money in the market, this is the things that we talk about. The Oklahoma Republican Senator Jim sold stocks on January 27th. Y'all, this is March. He sold stocks on January 27th that amounted about $400,000, according to his disclosure report. And he said in response to the accusations that he didn't attend the briefing and doesn't have any involvement in making his investment decisions. So they're all trying to plead. There's another a senator on a judiciary committee, Dianne Feinster. Her and her husband valued at $1.5 million and $6 million between January 31st and 15. And on February 18th, they pulled the majority of their money out. And these are just examples of people who are literally pumping and dumping their money out because they're taking their money out so that they can eliminate the risk. It drops the value of the dollars of the stock markets all the way down. And so they can go back and reinvest in the same amount of stocks that they had at a fraction of the price, which now puts us in a compromising position. And so this is something that happens to us time and time again. And if we don't start to understand the market, if we don't get education on the market, if we don't understand how to protect ourselves from being taken advantage of like this, how on earth are we going to be able to protect ourselves? How on earth are we going to be able to make sure that we don't get crushed in the market? How on earth are we going to be able to understand and put ourselves in a position to where we can actually be able to move at the pace that, that we should when it comes to protecting our money? That's why I tell people all the time, it's funny that there's a lot of people who, that are ultra black. And when I mean by ultra black, I mean like everything's black or black, hate the white man, he's the enemy. But yet the first thing they talk about when it comes to generating cash flow or generating wealth is how to invest into the market with the so-called, white people, with so-called, Caucasians. And so to me, it's a contradiction. How can you be super pro-black but then say, but we need to invest in their company, in their market, in their systems in order for us to win? So I think, I just think that it's crazy. And I think that anytime you play a game and you don't understand the rules, you're always going to get played. If you don't know how to play basketball, you're not going to bet an NBA player $100,000 that you can beat them. It just doesn't make sense. So to get into the market, when you got senators, when you got hedge funds, when you got mutual funds, you got people that got millions of dollars that can manipulate any market. Our money in the market is subject to risk. It is subject to getting crushed. Our money is getting, let me tell you something. I did a podcast. I did a show. Go look on my show. You can also go to the Jake Taylor Jacobs YouTube channel, and you can find me on Jake Taylor Jacobs. But I did a show, or you can go on the Facebook page. I did a show, and the show I talked about how money's not lost, it's transferred. So what do you think happened? What happens is those senators, those hedge funds companies, they literally pump and dump. What does it mean by pump and dump? They pump up the market, then they dump the market, then they pump it up again. What does that mean? That means that when the market's at its high, January was at its highest, they literally begin to pull money out the market. We saw dips in the market. So what do common people know with secondhand information? You begin to pull your money. The market then shrinks. Then those same people who took their money out the market then go and buy back those same shares at a fraction of pennies on the dollar and still keep the money that they took out when the market was fine. I think it's very important that we understand the game that we're playing. I think it's very important that we understand who we playing this game with so that we can be able to better prepare ourselves, so that we can put ourselves in a position so that we can actually win and so that we can be successful. Okay? That's all I want. I just want to be successful. I just want to be successful. That's all I want to be, y'all. I just want to be successful. And I just want you to be successful. And I want you to understand that I want you to be as familiar. I want you to be as familiar and as aware to what's going on as anybody else. Because if you are not, you won't win. If you are not, you won't win. And if you are not, you won't be able to position yourself to have the success that you need to, especially when it comes to financial information. And even if you don't have time to manage your own money, why would you give your money to somebody else before you understand how to manage it? At least know how before you give somebody the keys to doing it. Because if you don't know how, you can be taken advantage of. It's like going to the mechanic shop. You don't know what the mechanic is looking at. So you go to a mechanic shop thinking that they're going to do you right, and you didn't get any other evaluations to be able to cross-check if that mechanic actually knows what's best for you. It's like going to the doctor and not getting a second opinion, a third opinion, to be able to make sure that that doctor isn't screwing you just so they can make additional money. And we're coming to the best part of the show where I'm going to teach you how you can make money. On this part of the show, When we come back from this quick little break, I'm going to be sharing with you all. I'm going to be sharing with you guys some tips that you can be able to use in order for you to be able to grow your cash flow, grow your money, so that you will be able to put yourself in a position or in a situation so that you can indeed, let me tell you something, so that you can indeed be able to take care of yourself, take care of your family, take care of your income, take care of your life, take care of yourself, take care of your family, take care of your income, take care of your life. I don't know what I just did with this overcast of this thing right here, but I can tell you one thing. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know what happened to my little thing, but I will tell you this. It ain't gonna stop me. It ain't gonna stop me. It ain't gonna stop me. If you guys have been getting some value right now from what's been going on, let me know if you've been getting some value from this show thus far. And we're going to come back onto the show. We're going to come back onto the show so that I can give you guys all the information that you need so that you can be successful when it comes to making money. Because we want to know during this time, how can I make money? How can I put myself in a position so that I don't feel like I'm at risk? Because none of us feel like, none of us want to feel like we're not at risk. None of us want to feel, none of us want to feel the heat of feeling like, man, my entire life is depicted upon somebody else. Well, none of us want to feel that. And I just hope that the information that I'm sharing with you all kind of gives everybody a wake-up call to say, you know what? I need to make sure that my home base is good. I want to make sure that I'm good, because when I'm good, I know my family will be good. If my family is good, I know I'm going to be just fine. So we'll come back after this.
On all my niggas, on all my niggas, on all my niggas, on all my niggas, on all my. I just learned I'm powerful. Yes, indeed, I'm powerful. A nigga got peace, oh yeah. I'm feeling 10 feet tall, yeah. I had to just recharge, yeah. And now we gon' reap, oh yeah. Been living on seesaws, yeah. But life is gon' seem hard, yeah. You gotta just keep on, yeah. Then you can break free, oh yeah, oh yeah. You ever wonder what freedom felt like? What a moment might have stinking felt like? What it felt like a smooth pool table. What you choose to enable your voice to belt life. Man, I think I know how peace feels. It feels like be still, and it damn near feels like 3 wheels on my trike bike. Back when I was like 5, living life for the cheap thrills. I can bring back the higher me, the child me. Before I ever heard of anxiety, I can inspire me. I can embolden my breath with the life that's inside of me. I am alive again. Death cannot beat me. That's a disciple, devotion, deletion of all that is false to uncover the truth. Discipline of a man with the soul of a youth. I just learned I'm powerful. Yes, indeed, I'm powerful. A nigga got peace, oh yeah. I'm feeling 10 feet tall, yeah. I had to just recharge, yeah. And now we gon' reap, oh yeah. Been living on seesaws, yeah. But life is gon' seem hard, yeah. You gotta just keep on, yeah. Then you can break free, oh yeah, oh yeah. Find a home in the present, I can be alone to be pleasant. I can be in droves with 1 million other folks, and in every single soul know the 7. It's 5:55, angels calling on me. Guess it's time to align with the God up in me. I got dropped like I'm part of Autobot, spitting particle beams made of drinks. Look at all I achieve. Diamonds make rainbows, and so do my chakras. My whole soul on bust down. I bust out the locker like MIB aliens. Peace be my aliens. Retreat from defeat and rethink your salience. You are important. Ay, you can jump up like you Jordan. Ay, this life is magical. You are a magnet attracting your life, so be joyous. Yeah. I just learned I'm powerful. Yes, indeed, I'm powerful. A nigga got peace, oh yeah. I'm feeling 10 feet tall, yeah. I had to just recharge, yeah. And now we gon' reap all, yeah. Been living on seesaws, yeah. But life is gon' seem hard, yeah. You gotta just keep on, yeah. Then you can break free, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Do for self. Except your own. Bismillah, Rahman Ar-Rahim.
Drum dummy.
Get your money, man. Get your bread up. Gotta do for yourself. Know you fed up. Get your study on. All praise be to God. Stay read up. God never let up. Everyone that I'm around already know what I'm about. Build heaven on earth. Gotta catch up. Elijah, Muhammad Ali, Farrakhan, Malcolm X. Now, man, what about me? Get your money, man. Get your bread up. Gotta do for yourself. Know you fed up. Get your study on. All praise be to God. Stay read up. God never let up. Everyone that I'm around already know what I'm about. Build heaven on earth. Gotta catch up. Elijah, Muhammad Ali, Farrakhan, Malcolm X. Now, man, what about me? Be willing to die so that we can be free. Now, if we don't produce, man, what we gon' eat? What we gon' eat? Yeah, man, what we gon' eat? What we gon' do if they cut off the street? If they block off them trucks, tell me what you gon' eat? What you gon' drink? See what I mean? What you gon' do? What I'ma do? I'ma stomach some food. Don't be a fool. That's Farrakhan lead. I'm in tune. Stay in the street, change a couple goons. I'm pushing the word, say I'm pushing the message. I'm blessing the game. Allah already blessed me. Find a car new, cause we got you, can't lose. Only $2, get news you can use. Heaven or hell, those conditions you choose. Come to the mosque, these are things we can prove. Get your money, man. Get your bread up. Gotta do for yourself, know you fed up. Get your study on. All praise be to God. Stay read up. God never let up. Everyone that I'm around already know what I'm about. Build heaven on earth. Gotta catch up. Elijah, Muhammad Ali, Farrakhan, Malcolm X. Now, man, what about me? Get your money, man. Get your bread up. Gotta do for yourself, know you fed up. Get your study on. All praise be to God. Stay read up. God never let up. Everyone that I'm around already know what I'm about. Build heaven on earth. Gotta catch up. Elijah, Muhammad Ali, Farrakhan, Malcolm X. Now, man, what about me? I was shooting sports, now I'm shooting movies. Divine dreams.
What's going on, family? I'm back. And 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 I'm back. Na na na. And we back. And we back. Na na na. And we back. This ain't no anthem. This a entree. Entree like Adiante. Trying to turn my baby mama to my Beyonce. Okay, listen. We're going to the next part of the show. We're talking about how to make millions of dollars by being the middleman. We're about to start talking about how to make millions of dollars by being a middleman. How about that? How about that? How to make millions of dollars by being a middleman. How many guys want to know how to make money being the middleman, not creating the product, not creating the service, just offering the solution in between? How many guys want to know that? I think a lot of people want to actually know how they can be able to create a recession-proof almost, and I keep hating to say recession-proof, but the skill sets that I learned by not having ingenuity or not being extremely creative or not being overly like innovative allow for me to be able to do whatever. You can also call into the show. As you can see the text below, it says call into the show at 469-340-3612. 469-340-3612, and I can answer any question that you have when it comes to the show. Only one person can call at a time. 469-340-3612 here at ABS Studios. This is Jake Taylor Jacobs on the Assets Before Splurging show on the Brother Ben X podcast. Earlier today, where I gave you the updates on what's going on with the world, going on with society, going on with the stimulus checks, going on with the market, going on with all those things. Now I want to give you applicable strategies that you can be able to use in order for you to make sure that you can put yourself in a position so that you will not be subject to market changes and get hit the way that we are. One thing I'm proud to say, because of God and all glory to God and because of the team that we have here, our business has not decreased. Matter of fact, if we have not been stable, I know for a fact we've increased revenue. We increased production about 30%. We've increased our revenue and production about 30% because of this epidemic, during this epidemic. And we're doing just fine prior to before, just simply because how we built our system, how we built our processes, everything is fine. So we're talking about how to make millions of dollars by being the middleman, how to make hundreds and thousands of dollars, how to make thousands of dollars, how to make millions of dollars, whatever floats your boat. I'm going to show you exactly how you can make money by being the middleman. The first thing you got to learn how to do, you have to learn how to communicate. Write that down. First of all, with being a middleman, you got to learn how to communicate. You got to find what people need and be good at giving them what they need. It's kind of like having that guy that's like, man, I got what you need. Whatever you need, I got what you need. Just let me know. I got what you need. And so I literally made a living doing that. I've never been the person who was just like extremely creative where I feel like I could create my own products. Now today, being I was a spare time entrepreneur in high school, and being a full-time entrepreneur, 5.5, 6 years, part-time entrepreneur, 7 years, spare time entrepreneur, you're talking about going on 11, 12 years, actually practicing my craft. I've always been a middleman. I never was the one who created selling candy in school. I emulated somebody and I did it better. I never was nobody, who learned how to cut hair. I mean, you can't really sell candy like that in college because everybody got a car. They can just go to Walmart. But everybody couldn't cut hair, so I picked up the trade, learning how to cut hair, and I cut well enough to be able to compete with the city barbers that were there. I'm talking about we're in Marshall, Texas. No offense to Marshall, Texas. I love Wiley College in Marshall, Texas, but the barbers ain't like the big city, and so I didn't really have that much competition. So I just lowered my prices $5 to $8 less without having my barber's license. I was cutting hair in college and making good money. I just didn't like being subjugated to people's time, people's schedule when they wanted their hair to be cut. So I just wasn't a fan of that. But the problem that the service I'm making is I didn't invent but cutting hair. I didn't invent selling candy, but I found a service that was a need. So in high school, the need was snacks. That was the need. The need in high school was snacks. Everybody wanted snacks. So I provided that need. The need in college, everybody wanted a decent haircut, at least a haircut that wouldn't push their lineup back. So I gave a decent haircut and I provided that service. When I got out of college, I had a nonprofit. I was teaching, and when I began to take into this entrepreneur endeavor, I sold a whole bunch of stuff being a middleman. I sold travel. I've joined network marketing companies, and I made money doing network marketing companies. It just wasn't for me. But the point I'm making is somebody else had a product. They needed people to find buyers, and I was able to fulfill that need by finding the buyers that were of need. And so there's a lot of people who are, in this, get into business, and they say, man, Jay, I want to build a business, but I don't want to use my money. I want to go get the bank's money. And the very first thing I say is, well, you already lost. Because if you're not willing to put your money in the table, that means that you probably don't have a system that you even believe in good enough to be able to bet on yourself. And what I can tell you right now is that people who aren't good at betting on themselves, putting their own money on the table, putting all their own chips in to be able to bet on their business system or their structure, odds are that they're probably going to lose. So the very first thing that you have to do, you have to learn how to communicate. Learn how to communicate somebody's product to somebody who wants to buy and be the middleman. And we've literally built a seven-figure business here in little old Grand Prairie, Texas, and Dallas, Texas, because I'm really good at helping people who sell a product find people who need the product, and creating a marketing strategy that allows for both of them to work. So when it comes to the financial services world, the insurance world, I found the insurance companies or the financial companies that create products. We don't make the products. We don't service the good. We don't house the products. However, we're the middleman that get paid, unlimited amounts of income because we're really good at merging people to the product and finding people that fit this specific type of product and creating strategies that this person can use the product best that is sold by this person. You get made in the middle. You never have to have the product on hand. These are strategies that we're able to use when it comes to learning how to make millions of dollars just by building a middleman. The second thing that you need to learn how to do, you need to learn how to find products that have a need and it fit what you believe, and they have pretty good sales margins. What I mean by sales margins is if you sell the product and you can get about 20% off the product, you're doing just fine. If you can sell a $90-something product or $100 product and you get you can get about $20 off of selling that product, those are good margins, especially for a product that you didn't create. a product that you didn't create, a product that you don't have to house, and a product that you don't have to develop, that's good margins. Those are really good margins that you can be able to sell on and be able to make money. So that's what I used to do. I used to sell products that at least are able to make me at least $20 because I understood that if I sold I'll answer that in a second, Adrian. If I sold a $20 product 8 times, that's $160 I made that day. If I was working a job, it'll take me 8 hours to make $160. But selling a product, I can sell 8 products in an hour and make the same amount of money that I could have made on a job. That's why I tell people, if you learn the art of sales, if you learn the art of being the middleman, if you learn the art of being the person who's the plug, you put people together. If you learn the art of being that person, you will be a person who is never without a job, never without income, never without a career, and never without the things that you need. So when it comes to that, what we got to understand is this. I was getting paid $60,000 a year as a teacher. I was bringing home about maybe $49,700. If you divide that by 12 months, if you divide that by 4 weeks, if you divide that by as a teacher, I was teaching, coaching, so I was about 50 hours a week. Divide that by 50 hours. 700 divided by 12 months, divided by 4 weeks, divided by 5 days, that's $207 a day. So as a teacher, as a licensed teacher that went to school, got a degree to teach, I was only making $207 a day. When you break your salary down, you're able to determine how much you make a day. If you divide that by, I was working like 9 hours a day. I was only making $23. I was only making $23 a day. An hour. I was making $23 an hour as a licensed, certified teacher. And so I made the decision. I said, wait a minute now. If I sell something, if I offer a product that I don't own to somebody who wants the product, I can make 20 to 30, sometimes 100, sometimes 300, depending on the product. I can make $100, $20, $25 selling a product in 5 minutes that makes up for the hour that I spent working as a teacher. So then to me, I said, wait a minute, that don't make sense. So immediately it brought in my head that I needed to get good at communication. Because if I can communicate somebody's product to somebody who wants that product, and I can connect the product, the buyer and the seller, I can make money in between called middle money. And I said, oh my gosh, that's exactly what I was doing with selling candy. That's why I got into network marketing when I first, came into the world after college. I got into network marketing. I was like, dang. I was selling hair tea. And with this hair tea, I will buy a package of hair tea for $40. But there are 16 tea bags inside the hair tea. So that means that $40, there are 16 tea bags. That means there are $2.50. It cost me $2.50 per tea bag. I was selling each tea bag. I was selling 5 for $20. So I was selling the tea bag. I was selling for $4 a tea bag. 5 for $20, or they can buy one of them for $5. So I was selling for 5 for $20. So $4 minus $2.50, what it cost me for every tea bag I sold was $1.50. So when I sold an entire pack bag of 16, I made $24. So I was like, damn, I can make $24 profit selling a tea bag, and it only takes me 15 minutes to actually sell a full pack. So if I sold 5 packs a day, I made $120 a day. $120 on top of my teaching job. If I did that 7 days a week, I made $840 that week. If I did that times 4 weeks, I made an additional $3,300 that month. If I did that for 12 months, I made $40,000 in additional cash by selling little tea packets. And then that's what made me say, oh, shiz naive. People will pay me to sell their product to people who want it. I just got to get good at communicating. So then I began to work on my craft of being able to communicate, finding needs of people and filling that need. The second thing that we know that we need to do, we need to find a product that people actually wanted. Well, it was a hair tea. And I mean, at the time, I keep a fade, so I know they knew I wasn't for me. So I would find people who needed this hair tea. Or a detox. It was a detox tea, then it was a hair tea. Hair lemonade detox tea. It was a detox tea. So then I began to sell the detox tea. Then I began to see how it worked. And 9 times what happens is I began to want bigger sales to make bigger commissions and bigger money. That's how I got into the financial world. Because I said, man, I can give somebody a product that they need. Actually need, not want. Credit is sometimes that's what people want. We're talking about stuff that people need, like taxes. We're talking about insurance. We're talking about like viable things that you know for a fact you can't live without. I can live without credit. I can't live without insurance. I can't live without taxes. I can't live without insurance, but it's a really risky life. So I said, man, if I can learn how to be the middleman, if I can learn how to create something and then find people who need that and then sell it, I can make money by doing that. And that's what I did. And so I wanted to be known as the best connector. I wanted to be the person that was literally giving game and doing it. So what I used to do is just like anybody, I used to literally have a batch or products or stuff that I would give for free to let them taste to make them keep coming back. Because that's what a connector does. You allow people to have trial periods. You let them to taste it out, touch it up, fill it up. And so that's what I began to do to be that middleman. I began to let them see, touch, taste, and feel my product to let them see how it feels. I gave it for free. That was a part of my expense cost because I knew if they tasted it, if they seen it, if they saw it, if they felt it, it would increase the probability of them wanting to purchase something from me. And I didn't have to sell it. If it was good, the good product sold itself. So I was just really good at saying, hey, man, taste it out. It don't hurt to taste it for free. If you go to the mall, if you go to Sam's Club, if you go to companies, places like that, these people let you taste their food for free because they know if you take, man, that taste good. Man, that taste real good. Hey, let me get a plate of that. And that's what I got good at. I got good at really doing that. And then after doing that, I got really good at reading body language. So the first thing, you got to get good at communicating. The second thing, you got to find a product that people actually want and get good at offering that product. The third thing, the easiest way to offer that product is to allow people to taste, touch, see, and feel it for free. Give them the experience for free. Which is why when it comes to our masterclass, when it comes to us teaching people how to bank inside their insurance reserves, when it comes to us doing those things, we do not just put people in it. We allow them at least to go see it for free. If they want to see it for free, we give them the option to go check out the masterclass for free so that they can see the type of information that we're giving. We send them to kbreplay.com. They see the masterclass. They set up the appointment. We put them in the masterclass. We do it for free. If they don't trust us to put their insurance reserve inside the policies yet, we tell them go into our I Am the Lender masterclass or go and purchase my book, IamTheLender.com. So you can go purchase the book so you can get a taste of it before you actually go. You get a little piece of it. So that's what I used to do when I used to sell a week trial packet. So $20, I knew the pack cost $40, but I sold $5 of 5 units or 5 tea packs for $20. So off the whole package, you got if you got 16 units in there, that means that you got four weeks of products that you can sell. So I will make $80 on a $40 pack. I will make $80 on a $40 tea pack. That was a $40 net profit off that pack. So what would happen What would happen? It would be very simple. Then you take that T-Pack, you say, dang, I mean, that works. Then I use that money to reinvest into my business, do whatever. But this is how you can do it. So 1, you learn to communicate. 2, you find a product that you need. 3, you decide to be a good connector. You want to be the plug, which means you provide people with what they need and what they feel like they need. And you provide them that service to the caliber that they want, because they'll always come back. 4, you got to get good at reading body language to see if they liking what you're talking about, if they don't like what you're talking about. You got to be good at using your discernment to figure out if they actually want the product that you have. The person that understands how to do these things will never be out of a job. You'll never feel like your life, your income is based on somebody else. These businesses that you work for, they're good at offering products and services to people. And because you don't want to learn the skill set in the trade of learning how to offer products and services to people, you will always work for the people that knows how to offer products, services, and goods. You will always work for the people who offers the services. And then the 5th step is very simple. You just duplicate that. You do it over and over and over again. You teach other people how to do it over and over and over again. You do it like that. So very simple. It's come like maintenance. You don't make the chemicals. You don't make the product. You don't make the mop. You didn't create the mop. You just see those things and you package it together, and you sell your service of making all those products work together so you can clean somebody's house. These are services that you can be able to do so that you can make additional money being the middleman. No, you didn't make those cleaning products, but being the middleman, you know how to put those cleaning products to work for people who don't want to clean their house. Then you teach other people how to do the same, and you duplicate, and you create millions of dollars worth of business by offering services and systems for things that you didn't do. And then eventually you begin to get good. You begin to make your own products, your own services off the things that you did, and then you're selling people the services that you used to do so that they can learn how to do it themselves. This is how you're able to create $1 million worth of game, $1 million worth of business, $100,000 by offering products and services that people need. You just got to get good at offering those products and services so that you can be able to keep yourself and allow for you to be recession proof. I can tell you right now today, if the insurance industry flopped and everybody lost their money, if the insurance industry flopped and everybody lost their money and nobody was putting money in insurance, I can tell you right now, me and my team will put our heads together, we'll figure out what people need, and we will probably start a janitorial service. And I will go get the contracts. I will service the contracts. I will go sell the contracts. And I would sell people to come work with us to come and clean because they need money, because they don't want to go out there and learn how to sell the contracts. That's exactly what I would do. I would be the middleman. I would find people who are willing to clean, and I will find people who need to clean. I will even go get the products and put those two together and sit back and allow that to happen. That's how you do that. I got cousin Veronica says, sidebar. Veronica said, you offer the Excel budgeting spreadsheet for free during one of the trainings in the masterclass. Does that offer apply to me as well? Because I didn't see the link. If not, how much is it? It actually is in, Veronica, in that masterclass. If you go to that masterclass and you scroll down from the video, the link is actually there. I don't charge anybody to use our budgeting spreadsheet. It's a part of the class. Veronica also says, I can attest to the endless gems you drop in the I Am the Lender course. God is using you, cousin. Blessings and gratitude. See, listen, you got to get into it. Adrian Little said, hey, Jake, how can I set up a properly structured dividend that pays out insurance cash reserves? A properly structured insurance policy that pays out dividends. You can go to ABS class 555-888. Text ABS class to 55888, and one of my teams can help you do that. If you're an interested client, you want to learn how to do it, you can text ABS class to 55888, And one of our team members will help you do that. 9 times out of 10, they'll probably put you through the masterclass first so that you understand how it functions, so that you're just not a rash purchaser or buyer, so that you can be educated. And then after the class, we'll probably assess you. But if you're somebody who's already understanding of the concept, then you'll have a higher chance of us actually putting you into that plan like that. Because we're one of the biggest people where we say we want to teach and educate people first before we put them in anything. We don't put anybody in anything before they actually get the proper knowledge and understanding of it. So, with that being said, family, today was an amazing show. I love you to pieces. I love you to life. But let me tell you something. I got to go. I got to go. I got to go. I gotta go. I gotta go. Nobody's calling in. Everybody's just listening right now. So I don't have to be on here right now. But what I will say is I am going to play your song by Ashley DeBose on our way out the door, because I want you to know I love you for sure. And I'm going to say peace out in the Middle East.
Looking in, never fitting in, they don't understand now why you're not like them. But it takes a special kind of you to see life the way you do. Yeah, and you can taste the world high and low. There will never be another you, no, no, no. And it's hard, I know, 'cause you've got a heart of gold. You just want the world to know it's okay to be you. You are different. You ain't like none of them. You got your own swag, your own style, your own thing, and baby, that's cool. It's written in the stars. You're supposed to be who you are. So do your thing, do your thing, do you. It's okay to be you. Do your thing, yeah. Do your thing, do your thing, yeah. Do your thing, do your thing, yeah. Do your thing, do your thing, do your thing, yeah. Do your thing, do your thing, yeah. Do your thing, do your thing, yeah. Do your thing, do your thing, do your thing, do your thing, yeah. Second verse is dedicated to you. You life of the party, leader of the crew. No one knows